Hello everyone and welcome back to another Plane Dude 777 review, and today we'll be looking at the Starlux A350-900 business class from Los Angeles all the way to Taipei. My previous review from Taipei to LAX already focused on the more in-detail parts of Starlux, so this is more so of a review where I'll be looking back on how the trip is specifically on the way back. And now, here's a look at the check-in area for Starlux at LAX International Terminal, nicely segmented into first, business, premium economy, and economy class. One thing I really liked about Starlux is their collaboration with the Dodgers, as you can see in terms of all of their branding later on. Here's what the check-in area sort of looks like. And just like that, we already have our boarding pass. Check-in was nice and quick, and I was already headed to security, as you can see here. As we're departing from LA, I also got some extra little goodies. This came in the form of a passport cover as well as some stickers, which luckily I managed to get a whole bunch of extras. Certainly, it's a decision I did not regret. After going past security, you would come to this big wide open lobby. Now, I did have the option to use the American Express Centurion Lounge. However, having used it multiple times already, I decided that I wanted to use the Starlux provided lounge. After making my way up with an elevator, we could see a Korean Air lounge as well as a view of the American Express lounge to my right. This floor was where most of the lounges were located. And for Starlux, they provided their business class passengers with access to the Qantas One World Lounge, as you can see here. I got my own individual stylized boarding pass for entry into this lounge. The first impressions of the lounge was that it was quite large, very clean, and very modern looking. It certainly was designed with ample space in mind to take care of all of the One World passengers traveling internationally from LAX. As you can see, there is a bar on the right, as well as a very large and extensive dining area, as well as a buffet with some really nice food choices. Now, as you can see here, the lounge was quite busy as well. However, it did not take long for me to find a seat. Here is what I got for food, including some sparkling wine, fried rice, chicken, and noodles. After relaxing for a while, I decided to head over to the shower rooms, and by first impression, it is quite clean, and I really enjoyed using the shower itself, which involved some nice warm water as well. However, the time limit is only 15 minutes, which I thought was quite short, although I'm sure you could probably extend it if no one else was using the showers. There was also this nice little quiet office corner in the lounge where you could work in peace while other people are pretty much having their meals on the other side of the lounge. After a while, I decided that it was time for me to head over to our gate. And good thing too, because before I got a slight tip that I would have quite the walk to our gate. But overall, I really like this lounge, and I would certainly recommend using this lounge. Soon, we found ourselves going down the escalators into where most of the shops are in the main area of the international terminal. Now, as you can see, our gates are at somewhere between 201 and 225. So, here's to our very long journey that you can see right here. First, you have to basically go through this little hallway here, and you have to take the escalators down to an even longer tunnel, essentially, to get to where the gates are. I don't know if Starlux has any power over this, but a 5 to 6 minute walk to the gate is quite a bit. Although, at the time, I didn't exactly mind because there were some nice lighting views and I had my headphones to listen to music as I walked. After a nice, solid walk, we finally arrived at our area, which happens to also be some of where the bus gates are for other terminals. And soon enough, here we are. There is the Starlux A350-900 that'll be taking us from Los Angeles LAX to Taipei. As I may have mentioned before, Starlux is a very new airline, so of course most of their planes are also very new and feature top-of-the-line products. With just a few more minutes before boarding time, I decided to make my way over to the gate itself, which, as you can see here, soon enough at least, featured a sort of automatic pass and an automatic gate. It was nice enough, but I didn't see much of an impact. But now that we are through the gate itself, I was now walking my way into the jet bridge. And as of course, as a business class passenger, you get to board it first. And here is what the cabin looks like. And I will say it is beautiful. The finishes, the reverse herringbone seating, and the nice all-around design makes Starlux business class a very appealing product. You can already see that there are lots of amenities as well as modern functions of the seat, including storage, lighting, and a big screen. Here's what the seat itself looks like from my perspective in the seat, with a lot of legroom as well, which is very useful when you're in the lie flat position. Here's some extra storage space and a pre-departure drink, and as well as the amenity kit. In terms of storage, you can open up this little section here where you'll get a Aquapana water bottle, as well as the remote, the headsets, and some charging ports. Here's what the side of the seat looks like, with some very high walls with the first class in front of us, and a sliding door that will be unlocked, as you can see, after takeoff. But overall, the door will certainly be one of the most attractive parts of the Starlux business class seat. Here is the very large business class screen featuring the LA Dodgers Stadium, since this is a collaboration flight with the LA Dodgers. And here is the tray table itself, which you can unfold like this. It is quite wide and sturdy, and you can fit anything on it from dining utensils to your laptop for work. And now here's the screen itself. As I've mentioned, it is quite wide and quite responsive as well, including very high definition screen and quality. There's also a good selection of movies and TV shows, as you can see here. And here is the view of the plane outside, featuring a Volaris A320 or A321. I'm pretty sure it's an A320. Anyways, here is a very nice plush blanket here that Starlux provides to its business class passengers. Very comfortable, of course. And here are the headsets, as you can see here. A Starlux in-house brand. The headsets themselves are quite modern and they are noise cancelling as well. Here is the extra storage to the side of the seat. It isn't very deep, but it is good enough for maybe a phone or a passport or wallet. Here's the safety video itself, which I thought was quite entertaining with its animated style. And right after that, it was already time for takeoff. So please do enjoy the following takeoff footage at night. Now that we're in the air, let's have a look at the seat controls, including a 0G seat function and a bunch of other styles as well. And now finally, the doors are unlocked, which you can slide out like this, very nice and smooth, and lock it into place in the closed function. It doesn't close all the way, but I think it works just well enough for a reverse herringbone seat. And when you lie down, you get pretty much full privacy. And the meal service started soon after as well, featuring, of course, the classic hot chocolate. I also had my starter of orange juice, water, and this very nice mushroom soup. Great way to start off the meal. Next up was the beef tenderloin, which I will say is quite well cooked, even in the high altitude of a plane, featuring of course some salt as well to enhance the flavor. I will say this is one of the better steaks that I've had throughout my time in the air, and I would certainly recommend a meal like this if you take the chance to fly on Starlux Airlines, as most airlines usually disappoint with their beef, but Starlux has done quite well. And finally, featuring some LA Dodgers branded stuff, here is the dessert here. I would say it is quite good alongside the fruit itself. But soon enough, I was full and I wanted to head to bed. Now, the cabin crew will offer to make up your bed for you like this, featuring a very nice enclosed space. And I will say they did quite a good job with the duvet as well. But before we go to bed, let's have a quick look at the bathroom itself. And the lavatory here, as you can see, is quite clean and well maintained, especially in business class. There isn't much else to the design itself, maybe just a little bit of a, I guess, rocky-ish motif. But overall, it's nice, clean, and you won't be disappointed with using the restroom/lavatory here on Starlux business class. Now let's head back to our seat, 2K here, as we prepare for bed soon. In the lie-down mode, as you can see here, you get a lot of leg space. And I didn't feel bothered at all, even though most of the complaint with reverse herringbone seats is that you sometimes have limited leg room, although that wasn't the case here. And as you can see, like I mentioned before, you get a very nice enclosed space which makes you feel quite private inside your little cocoon. The door, of course, helps quite a lot in this aspect. So let's head to bed. And wow, just like that, I had already slept around 7 to 8 hours on the flight, and it was time for breakfast, starting off with this nice drink, and of course the classic Chinese congee, featuring some egg frittata, I think, shrimp, scallops, and I would say overall it is a great meal. And if you're ever on a Starlux business class flight, you have to get the congee. It is a great breakfast. Honestly, it's very difficult, I think, to do this in the flight, but Starlux definitely knocks it out of the park with their dining service. And of course, another round of dessert here with the fruits and orange juice and some coffee to help me wake up before we land in the morning in Taipei. Overall, one thing that I'm certainly impressed with in Starlux Airlines is their dining service. And if you ever get the chance, you gotta try out the food here.
在早上的6点05分落地，目前是阴天，地面温度摄氏18度，华氏64度。感谢你搭乘星宇航空，并期待不久的将来再次为您服务，祝旅途顺心，愉快，再会。